Over the past week, the stock market has been performing incredibly well. So has my portfolio as well. We got a lot to talk about in this video. Like always, we're going to go over my dividend income for the week and kind of some projections I have, what caused the stock market to rise. And we will even look at the technical analysis of the SPY. So before I go any further into this video, all I ask, if you enjoy this type of content, if you're new to the channel, you subscribe and you turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And all the good stuff, give the video a thumbs up, comment. This really helps me get this video out to more people. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you can see, my portfolio this past week went up 6.61%, and it made a gain of $746, which is incredible. On Friday alone, it went up 2.25% to $265 up in the green. It kind of started about 11,400, 11,460, went down to 11,420, and then all the way up to where it is right now at about $12,032, which is incredible. It's kind of that concept of stay consistent and kind of don't let bear markets confuse you, because it could have been really easy for me to be like, oh, the market's going to continue to fall. The market's going to really continue to fall, and this is a bear market. I'm going to exit my money. And I could have sold, and still I'm barely up over the past month, but I could have sold like right here and thought, oh, I'm just going to continue to lose money. Like I might as well sell now, wait for it to keep falling, and then buy back in. But because the power of holding and actually truly trusting your investments and doing your research beforehand, it's important that you know what you're invested in. And so I could have lost myself $750 just like that. And in reality, it could have been even more than $750. So keep that in mind. It's always important to know what you're invested in and all that stuff. But let's go ahead and look at what in my portfolio did the best. So banking and fintech actually did the best, up 8.53%. And then tech and cloud computing up 8.49%. Consumer and stores up 7.4%. Real estate up 5%. Restaurants and food, which is just Starbucks, up 4.5%. And my income fund, just some dividend ETFs, are up 3.29%. So we're looking pretty good. I really like to see the green, and I'm continuing to buy whether the market is green or whether the market is red. The SPY alone, the S&P 500 ETF, is up 6.04%, which is incredible. As I'm going to kind of promote this real quick. If you want to use a link in the description down below, go get your free stocks on Robinhood, go get your free stocks on M1 Finance. Recommend the both of them, especially for beginners. Really good brokerages. Let's go ahead and keep talking about this. We're looking really good. We were down like about 1%, and then we continue to make a massive uptrend. So looking very good. The technical analysis side, if you understand this, you can see we're doing pretty good. The MACD kind of catching momentum. If you don't understand, pretty much these green bars coming up and getting larger and larger shows that there's momentum and buying pressure kind of happening in the market, which is directly correlating with this upward momentum in the stock price and the share price. So that's pretty important. We're looking pretty good. But let's go ahead and talk about why the market has kind of risen over the past few days, the past week. Pretty much every single index is almost up an insane amount. The Dow over the past week up 4% pretty much. The S&P up 5.5%, and the NASDAQ up 7.7%. Looking very good. Some key highlights from this that I kind of pointed out are the main reasons are slew earnings results and economic data, boosted optimism among investors. All the major indexes are said to jump at least 6% this week, and that hasn't happened since November of 2020, so a year and a half ago, which is kind of shocking, thinking that we're almost in June of 2022. Kind of just crazy to think about how fast time has gone by. But looking further, nearly $21 billion flowed into global equity funds, and this is kind of from a Bank of America research analysis, and that's the largest inflow we've seen in about 10 weeks, which if we kind of go back about 10 weeks, it's the end of June, so that would be like the middle of March almost. I would say, this is like kind of whenever we last saw that, we made a massive uptrend. So maybe we do have some upside potential coming pretty soon. Who knows? You can't really predict the market, but just kind of looking at historical performance. And it's a little glitched out right here, but I do agree with this right here where it says, I think you're going to see a lot of buy the dips and sell the rips, said the co-founder of Belmont Capital Management. I kind of believe that that's a very solid term that we're going to see recently, just because the optimism, everybody's been kind of, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of investors are very new to the market, and they first got in like COVID, and they saw this dip and they just bought, and then they had this huge bull market. And this is kind of their first downtrend, the first bear market that people are seeing. And whenever they get this optimism, this 6% up over the past week, and they have these kind of just a dopamine rush almost per se of stocks going up and their money coming back. The psychological effect, especially on newer investors, is even stronger. But I do think we'll get a lot of people buying the dip, hoping that they're going to make all this money and then selling real quick because they're a little scared of a downtrend, and it's going to kind of cause some fluctuations in the market over the next few days, even the next few weeks, potentially months. Who knows what's going to happen? But this is kind of some speculation, in my opinion, and a lot of other analysts' expectations as well. But that's kind of just what I'm thinking for now. And, things are looking pretty good, as we saw a lot of spending is happening right now, which is kind of fueling growth in the economy, kind of doing this. But it's pretty good. I do continue to buy, and I don't really continue to sell at all. Continue to be consistent with the market. But looking at my dividend portfolio right now, we're going to see everything kind of climbing up slowly. The yield on cost is about 3.29%, with the overall portfolio yield sitting at 3.49%. My annual income from dividends is sitting at $422. So slowly increasing this number, slowly and slowly and slowly. And one thing I will kind of mention, I've been posting videos about twice a week. And if you've seen my portfolio kind of stay flat, I'm actually starting an internship. As a lot of people question how old am I, and I'll break it to you. I'm 19 years old. I'm starting an internship next week, so hopefully we can use the money I get from this and just continue to grow the portfolio. I have another side hustle going that I'm going to announce coming pretty soon once it's all set up. Got a lot of high expectations for the future. Just kind of want to point that out there, subscribe to the channel if you're new or anything. But looking at how May should have turned out, should have made about $15 in dividends for the whole month, which is a little low, You always like to make more money. But for June, we're seeing $30 in dividends, which is going to be pretty good. So hopefully June is a really, really big month. If we go look at my portfolio and kind of just the activity that we saw recently, my dividends for the week were on May 27th, which was yesterday, the Friday. From Charles Schwab, I got $1.06 in dividends. And from Starbucks, I got $4.12 in dividends. So continue to buy, continue to increase these dividends. And you can know, being a dividend investor comes with being patient, comes with trusting the process and understanding why you're doing what you're doing. But keep that in mind. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. If you did make it to the end, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, your Memorial Day weekend. Make the best of it. Be smart. Thank you again, and I will see you at the next video.